again, Alex and Zoe. It's good to be with you again. Last week's class is going to continue to be the beginning of our class. So there's no need for me to repeat those patterns. I am going to add to the Barre pattern and also the pattern after that. So what I need you to do is to, when you come to class again next week, to make sure that you do that part of the class first and then add on what I teach you in the new video. So of course you just found that out today, so you can go ahead and do that now and come back, or you might just make some notes. It's totally up to you. So had you done the class from last week, we would be all the way up to Barres. So the Barre pattern is what we're going to start with, okay? The Barre pattern is, let's just take our plie before. So we have releve 1, Barre 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as you're squeezing those thighs together. 7 through the feet, 8, 1, Barre 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? So the other thing I want to mention so I don't forget is it is good to do these patterns even without your pointe shoes on. And also, and we've done this before, with your pointe shoes on, but not going on the platform, okay? Might even be good to switch off if you have your shoes on like we do in class, where you would do it with your pointe shoes on, but just using them like ballet slippers, and then on the platform for the springs and the PKs and all that. So I'm going to put the music on, and this is just a review of the Barre, and then after that, I'm just going to expand on this pattern and let you know what that means. So here we go with our Barre. Start that again. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. Look at my knees. And those knees. 6, 7. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Through. Okay. So there's now 2 additional ways to do this pattern. And the first is, instead of boring in place, and you're familiar with this, you do it traveling. We've done it on the back bar before. Make sure, always, of course, it goes without saying, when you're up on those platforms, you really have to work overtime to remember how to hold all those body parts from here to here. You are doing excellent with keeping those, both of you, the thighs lifted throughout. For the most part, because the patterns can really exhaust these muscles. That's why I never have you do too many repetitions. Just enough to push a bit. So you take that pattern and across the counter, you would do it moving. So I'll start over here, and you would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Easy peasy. Okay. Then you move away from the counter, and automatically, because a counter that you're using is like a bar, and the bar does give you needed extra confidence. Remember, you always want to make sure that you're gracefully sliding across, that you're not relying, that you're relying as little as possible on the counter. So automatically what's going to happen without that little security blanket, so to speak, of your counter, this is really going to have to kick in, and it will. Be careful not to do that, because that'll throw you off. When you do it center, and I'll just do it facing you, you definitely want to take those arms up, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and up. 1, 2. Actually, do it this way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let's just do that with the music, and I'm just going to face you. So if you're doing it with me, I'm mirroring you. So you take and stand in fifth position, like I'm a mirror for you, and we'll go this way first. And this way. Second. 1, 2, 3. Second position. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoops, 7, 8. My arms kind of got stuck in second. 4, 5, 6. Okay. So we've expanded on the Barre at the bar in place. So your practice is still the Barre at the bar in place, the Barre at the bar moving, and then you come center, and I would come center right after you do it across your counter. This way, it's still in there, the feeling and everything, and then you do it across the floor. Your initial goal should be just right and left. And of course, it's not just about the Barre, it's about the releve, up, tight. Okay, keeping those knees rippling. And this squeeze. Okay, and then the changement. So make sure you're paying attention to every piece. Okay? All right, so we're going to move on to the next pattern. And again, this is the first lesson for beginning point. And there's 8 patterns. So we are all the way to number 7. And this one is the newest one, and this has a passe where you take the pirouette position, not retire like Cicchetti, but right here. And Cicchetti does, everybody's pirouette position is right here. So remember that pinky, and you can just take this and just practice it like I'm doing. That pinky is resting right, got a cramp, right below the knee. And every time it's like a vacuum. Okay, you touch the leg, pulls things together. It helps to keep center. Because remember, the purpose of practicing the pirouette position of the leg is so you can do pirouettes. And when you do a pirouette, you've got this center that you need to feel and keep controlled. So touching the leg, touching, and making sure it stops, and that it's the pinky. Don't go too far over. Okay, so this one is 3 releve fifths. So 1, 2, little toe back there, 3. Now you get to snatch on 1 foot, so 2 feet to 1 foot, up, hold, down. Make sure I got all that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's no hold. Let's do that again. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Touch the leg and down. So you've got that snatch underneath. And we know that in pointe shoes, the platform takes the place of your heel. Okay? So think about that back foot. That platform comes right underneath you. Now what happens here? You push off those metatarsals, okay, and you spring down. It's this thing, this exercise, but just 1 foot. So all those échappés in ballet slippers, all those releves, hundreds, maybe thousands, they've all prepared you to be able to go up on the pointe shoe platform and spring down without doing that. You push off. Okay? So let's do that with the music. And our goal is to do right, left, right, left. Well. Okay? So remember that your plie gets more oxygen in your legs to keep the strength when your muscles contract and go tight in your spring. All right, here we go. Number 7 is 13. Repeat. Finish strong. Deep breath. All right. So what propels you? What body part propels you into the In fifth position, misbehaves. Okay, so it doesn't like to keep its little toe down. So you have to remember to think about what that back foot is doing here. Okay? And actually the whole leg. But it's pretty hard if your little toe is on the floor back there to do stuff like that. If your little toe's on the floor, it's going to keep your knee back. You still have to engage inside the thighs. Remember the slap? You feel here pressing back. The back of the thigh comes to the front. Okay, let's do that one more time. And 1, 2, 3. Up. 2, 3. Up. One more set. And finish. Okay. All right, so I'm going to give you actually the last pattern. So this is truly wonderful. You have gone pretty fast through this first lesson, okay? So you should be very proud of your hard work. All right, facing the bar. Okay. So you have the right foot front, and you prepare in here. So you're going to PK. Remember, PK is just a quick movement up on the platform, on the ball of the foot in ballet. So you're here, you PK up, okay, into the pirouette position, tombe, and down. Tombe, I think, means fall. Let me check. Close. Falling step. Okay. So, here. Attach that Velcro. PK up, touch the leg, pirouette position, and there's your fall. Okay? It's just putting that foot down in a plie. So, let's try the left side. Here, up and down. Let's do that again. Up and down. And up and down. Up and down. So both of those movements, there's a touching of the leg. Let's do the right side like we did the left. Here. Velcro, touching, touch all the way up, and down. When you do the fall down, the tombe, you just release from the leg. And up, and down, and up, and down, and up, and down, and up, and down. If you have a mirror, I can't remember, I know I've asked, and you could place, like I have here, a chair in front with your belt on to make sure that those hips are staying square. Okay? So you do just you do just one of those and then a pas de bourrée. So you prepare and up and down and pas de bourrée. Touch, touch, slide up and down and back, side, front, and up and down and back, side, front, and up and down and back, side, front. So in pointe shoes, your pas de bourrée second position is a little bit wider than your narrow échappé. So your échappé is close. Your pas de bourrée, we'll say it's right underneath the shoulders. So since it's a brand new skill, we're going to take it slow. Eventually we'll be doing it a little bit faster and also add a little bit more to it, a different skill pattern. But for today, again, prepare and you do 4. Pas de bourrée, okay? Let's see. 19. Okay, this is a 6/8, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up, 2, 3, down, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I slowed down that pas de bourrée the second time, it'll help make sure that you're stable in each part of the pas de bourrée. Okay, let's go. One, two, three, four, five, six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you just finish. Isn't that pretty music? Okay, that's all I have for today. It's pretty exciting that you're actually on the last exercise of the first beginning point lesson. But I'm not surprised. I'm just going to brag on you again how hard you've worked and continue to. So just take 5th position. Mirror me. Let's do a little bow. Step. And back. Keep that back tall. And cross. And step. And back. And here. And step forward. And B plus. Okay, girls. Thank you. See you next time.